Gemini, welcome to your weekly horoscope for April 27th to May 3rd, 2026. My name's Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer. Let's get into the energy for this week. Gemini, this week is deeply personal for you and at the same time, incredibly expansive. You are in a moment where your identity is evolving, your voice is strengthening, and your internal world is asking for just as much attention as your external one. This is not about rushing forward. This is about aligning who you are becoming with how you actually live your life. Now, on April 28th, we have Venus in Gemini forming a trine to Pluto in Aquarius. This is activating your first house of identity, self expression, and personal magnetism, and your ninth house of beliefs, expansion, and higher perspective. This is actually quite a powerful alignment between who you are and what you believe. This is you stepping into a more authentic version of yourself, and that shift influencing how you see the world. You may find yourself having deeper conversations, attracting people who challenge your thinking, or feeling called to expand beyond your current reality. This is personal power. This is where your presence becomes magnetic because it's rooted in truth. But you do have to watch for trying to control how others perceive you, shape shifting to be accepted, or forcing a belief system that doesn't actually resonate anymore. You don't need to perform your identity, you need to embody it. Because when you are aligned internally, everything externally begins to reflect that. Then we get to April 29th, and Venus is in Gemini, your sign, forming a T square to the lunar nodes, the south node in your fourth house of home, family, and emotional patterns, and the north node in your 10th house of career, visibility, and public direction. This is a karmic turning point. This is tension between your comfort zone and your calling. This is you recognizing where you've been staying small, staying safe, or staying emotionally tied to patterns that no longer support your growth. You may feel pulled between your personal life and your professional life, between what feels familiar and what feels expansive. The North Node is asking you to step up, to be seen, to take responsibility for your path, to move toward the life you know you're meant to build. However, you do have to watch for retreating, choosing comfort over growth, or letting fear of change keep you in the same place. You need to be honest with yourself. Is your environment supporting your evolution or keeping you stuck? Because you cannot grow into your future while clinging to your past. Then we get to May 1st, and this is the emotional peak of the week because we have our full moon in Scorpio, activating your sixth house of work, routines, health, and daily responsibilities. This is a culmination point in your day to day life. This is you seeing what is and isn't working in your routines, your habits, your work environment, and your physical well being. You may feel ready to release something, whether it's a habit, a job, a pattern, something that's been draining you. This is purification, but you do have to watch for burnout or emotional overwhelm or even feeling like everything is too much at once. You may actually realize that you've been doing too much or doing things that aren't aligned. This is your moment to reset. Not everything needs to come with you into your next chapter. Now, also on the same day, we have Venus in your first house, forming a sextile to Saturn in your 11th house of friendships, social groups, community, and long term goals. This is actually quite grounding. This is where you begin to align your identity with your future. This is support from others who you see clearly and who respect your growth, who are aligned with where you are going. This is stability in your connections. This is building something meaningful with others, but you do have to be careful of doubting yourself or holding back from fully showing up out of fear of judgment. You are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to be aligned with the right people. And then we get to May 2nd, and we have Mercury, your ruling planet, entering Taurus. This is activating your 12th house of the subconscious healing and closure. This is a shift inward. After a week of identity activation and external pressure, this is where you begin to process everything on a deeper level. This is reflection. This is insight. This is you connecting with your inner world, your intuition, and your emotional truth. This is where you integrate, but you do have to be careful of overthinking or getting stuck in your head or isolation or getting lost in your thoughts without grounding. You need to create space, but intentional space. This is not about disconnecting. This is about reconnecting with yourself. So, Gemini, this week is about identity, direction, and internal alignment. You are being asked to step into who you are becoming while also releasing patterns and environments that no longer support that version of you. And that requires courage because growth is not comfortable, but it is necessary.